Well, thank you so much, Nick, for
Hey,
taking the time. I'm Tessa with Popternative, and I loved this movie. I had so much fun with it. But I'd love to know what it was that made you want to be a part of it.
I just love the story. I read the script and thought it was just a really smart thriller. Kind of had a throwback vibe to it, sort of a Hitchcock type type feel. Um, yeah, it didn't go where I thought it was going to go. It's got some good twists and turns, some good horror for the horror fans. A little bit of gore, but not too much. And just really good characters. I really liked the character of Ryan, and thought I could. There was a lot I could bring to it. So
Yeah, absolutely. You're so good in this because I think Ryan really does carry the whole story. Like it doesn't work without a talented actor in that role. So great job. But what
thanks.
was it? What was it about Ryan that you liked, and what did you feel like you brought to him?
I could just relate to the guy. Yeah. No, I feel like he's a good everyman. I would say. I think there's probably a lot of people that could relate to what he's going through and the choices he makes. And the temptation to I don't know, compromise, who you are maybe at a shot at something that looks good on the surface, right? So yeah, no, I really liked how the audience is kind of going along at and figuring this stuff out alongside Ryan, and so yeah, no, I just immediately thought it was a great character, and so yeah.
Yeah, I do. I love
Mhm.
that because it is like you're going on the journey with him and you're discovering things along with him,
Right.
which I really enjoyed. And I don't want to talk spoilers, but I want to know your reaction when you read the end because I was not expecting this is where things were going to end up for Ryan. And I was like, what? Like I kind of like jumped out of my seat a little bit, was like, no way, this is what's happening. So what was your reaction when you read
Yeah.
that?
The ending makes sense to me, right? I think it would be hard to end the film any other way.
Mhm.
Yeah, without spoiling it. It's not exactly a happy ending, right? Would you say? And I think because of some of the social themes, I think it was necessary for him to not um, wrap it up with a pretty bow and sort of I think it was he approached it more in a realistic way, um but yeah, Ryan, all I can say is he ends up paying the price for the decision he makes,
Mhm.
so
Absolutely. Now,
yeah.
I want to talk about the food on set. Did you end up cooking anything yourself, or was the chef or someone else preparing
Yeah, not really. I really didn't. They attempted to show me how to use a knife, and like we didn't have much time. In my defense, we didn't have a lot of time to get good at it. But I did train, whatever you could say,
it?
for a total of maybe 6 to 8 hours with a guy in Los Angeles, and what I learned is that I needed a lot more time than that to get good at it. So luckily he was, we had I think there were like, some hand doubles, and there was a woman there who was like, I think she was called like a food stylist or something, which is a job, I guess. And so he was able to cut around me,
Yeah.
as needed. So luckily,
Did you
yeah.
eat anything? I feel like I wouldn't be able to try it personally, even though it's obviously just meat. But like,
Yeah, I don't know if I ate any of the meat that you're
yeah,
talking about specifically, but I remember there being great food around set,
yeah, there you go.
But again, it wasn't anything that I cooked, it was definitely other people's food. So
Absolutely. Well, we talked a little bit about the social commentary here, and I think it's really interesting. You know, it's kind of that idea of like rich people can get away with anything and do whatever they want and treat the people below them however they feel like, essentially, and get themselves out of situations. But how do you feel about that message going out there and the importance of putting that out there?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of timely themes going on in the movie. You know, it has a lot to do with this concentration of wealth, and when you've got all the money in the world, you kind of run out of stuff to buy. It's like and what becomes intriguing is the novelty, right? It is and yeah, I mean, this is I think the temptation to sell your soul, right, is pretty ubiquitous. So I don't know. What else can I say about that? Yeah, I guess I'll just end it there. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, do you think if you were in a situation, like, where do you think you would go personally? Like, obviously Ryan doesn't know exactly what road he's going down, but it's definitely tempting. And I think a lot of people would be extremely tempted.
Yeah, I mean, when Ryan shows up and sees his old friend, what he sees is this beautiful house, and he sees this glamorous job. His friend gets to travel the world, and then Ryan gets a little peek at his bank account as well. And that's the stuff that's seductive. And obviously there's something dark underneath the glitz and glamour. And Ryan discovers what that is, and once he does, it's a little too late for him to back out.
It's so good. I really, really enjoyed it all the way through. Like I said, I just loved all the twists and turns, and like I thought for a minute I knew what was going to happen, and then it doesn't. So just fantastic job. Really, it was so good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
For sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good
one. All right, have a good day.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.